All right, in this video, I will be walking through how to block listeners from a private podcast feed based on actions taken in Kit with the paid subscription. So in the previous video, which I recommend watching, is a walkthrough of how to connect Kit and Hello Audio so that you can add listeners to a private podcast feed when they fill out a form for a freebie in Kit, and then go through an email sequence that sends them their unique links as listeners to access the content in the private podcast feed. So do go watch this video first, and that goes through the setup and sending emails to listeners. I'm going to use that in this follow-up here, which is going to behave a little bit differently, where I'm going to emphasize blocking the listeners. So what I'm going to do is wait for a subscriber in Kit to be added to a sequence. After they purchase a paid product, a membership in Kit, they'll be added to an email sequence that welcomes them to that content, which is going to add them to a private podcast feed in Hello Audio. So where I am, just to get back to this place, is I'm on the left side, Integrations, Kit. I'm clicking Edit. I select Sequence, choose the one I'd like. Again, this is all set up in the previous video. What's new is this checkbox that says block listeners when a certain tag is removed. So I'm going to say when the paid member tag for that contact in Kit is removed, then that listener gets blocked. So block listener when paid member tag is removed. You can go ahead and edit that if you'd like, or delete it, whatever you'd like. In the last video, I walked through this option of sending the emails from Kit. Again, do go watch that video just for the setup of how this all works. Okay, everything is set up. Let me go back to Kit and get into my account. And let me show you a subscriber who has essentially purchased my paid membership. So this person just added, I'm using a test with the Plus membership. What that means is they've bought my paid product. So in the Earn section of Kit, head into Products and create a new product. I've gone through this because it does take a little bit of time with setting up a Stripe account, but go ahead and add a paid product. It's a paid membership, just to test a product. That's $5 a month, $50 a year, whatever you like. You can customize all the checkout options, do the confirmation. Once your Stripe, it'll have a big bar that says you need to connect your Stripe account. Once that's done and verified, you can click publish and then view the checkout page. So these are the options. This is for somebody to buy a membership to your product, whatever it is. Membership site has a paid private podcast associated with it. Okay, what do we do with that? Head into Kit under Automate and Visual Automations. This one is what I built last time. Someone signed up in a freebie for a podcast landing page. They got tagged a lead and got added to the podcast sequence. I'm going to create a new automation starting from scratch and start building. I'm going to say when a product is purchased and select my paid membership product. Add that event to start off the automation. I'm going to tag them. So what I want to do is keep track of who is a paid member. Remember in my integration, I said when this tag is removed, block them from the podcast. So I want to, in my automation, add that tag. I'm going to add paid member. And then I'm going to add them to that email sequence, my podcast sequence. Now, Hello Audio is going to watch for anyone added to this sequence, and then they're going to see that this tag is here. If this tag gets removed, then they get blocked from the feed. So anyone added to the sequence gets added to the podcast feed, this Kit Contacts and Hello Audio feed. And then if the tag's removed, then they get blocked. Okay, perfect. Then let's go ahead and see a contact who has access to the podcast feed. So let me go ahead and go to my feeds, Kit Contacts in Hello Audio, and then in listener area, I should be able to see a contact, this Plus membership, and I want to make sure that they are tagged paid member. So let me go into the subscriber area. Oh, you know what? I missed a step. It's very easy to miss these. This one is inactive, so I want to make it active so that anyone who purchases this paid membership will get tagged and so on. So let me go back, find the person, make sure they're tagged. So this is a test person. I haven't actually gone through and purchased this, but I want to add the tag to the person as though they're going through that automation. You can see I was just manually added here. Add the tag paid member. Perfect. Okay. So this is simulating their access to the content. They will have purchased the product, and Hello Audio would have captured that purchase, and then they would be greeted with this invitation to start listening in a podcast app of their choice. For those who are unaware, the apps shown here differ depending on which device you're looking at. So if you're on Android, you'll see different apps. If you're on iOS, you'll see different apps. I'm on desktop, so these are my options here. This is the link that's unique to me as a listener, has a unique access code that's different from other contacts who might have access to the same content, but maybe they lose access because their tag changes. So if I go into this contact, what I should see is a tag paid member. So once this page loads, under tags, I see paid member. So I have access to the content. Now, if this tag is removed, I'm going to be blocked from this feed. So let me go back. I'm not making changes. Right now I'm invited. I haven't subscribed, but I'm an enabled listener. If I now go into Kit and this tag gets removed, someone, their card fails. Stripe is the source of truth for all the membership content. So if their card fails, you'll need to go in and watch that their subscription and access is removed. You can automate that if you'd like. You can come in and manually do it if they request that they don't want access to the content and they no longer want to be a member. You would come in and remove this tag. So what should happen is Hello Audio should watch for that tag removal. I should refresh the page. This person should change from enabled to blocked so they can no longer access the content. Now if I go in here, that tag should be removed from the contact, no longer here. So these are synced between Kit and Hello Audio. You can see once I hit delete on that tag, that person's access to the feed was blocked. They are no longer allowed to listen to the content in this feed. So that's how the integration works. Any tagging that is done is through the automation, and then remove it is through a separate automation when the subscription is stopped. I can go reset this up and show you one last thing that's a little nice bonus of what you can do with these tags. So I'm going to add the tag paid member back to the the contact, and then I'm going to re-enable their access. And what this person would see as a paid member, you can see this one is subscribed. They are not a paid member, but the membership person has the special tag paid member. This is just a lead. The episodes can be gated based on who has what tag. So you can set up freebies to access all this content, but then paid members get access to this one only. So I'm in the episodes area of the feed. If I click on one of the episodes, I can limit this to paid members only and say only these people have access to that episode. Anyone can listen to the other content, but this episode is special only for paid members. It's a bonus episode, something like that. All right, so that's how you manage the access and block people from accessing content based on tagging in Kit. I have a paid membership in Kit. You're welcome to set up paid memberships inside Hello Audio or other payment processing tools, checkout carts, anything you like, membership platforms. You can go ahead and click on feed details, edit sign up page in Hello Audio to manage purchasing in the same way you would do with Kit. That's just through a separate Stripe dashboard, a separate Stripe account, but all the same functionality that you get on both platforms. Hope that was helpful. If you have any other questions, do reach out at support@helloaudio.fm, and we hope to see you on the inside.